I'm going to preview the 2 seed Duke versus the 3 seed North Carolina women's basketball game, which would be played on March 28th at 1:30 p.m. Central Time on ESPN. And as of right now, Duke is favored by 6.5 points, which it is a rivalry game, as we all know. And when you look at the regular season matchups that they played against each other, they have split the series. And Duke won the most recent one, but it was at Duke, 68-53, while the first one was in overtime and like 53-46. As you could tell, a very low scoring game. And it's very interesting because it's who's going to advance to the Elite Eight type of deal right here. And obviously, there's no way to go like points per game in that order because it does not show that option on ESPN on the iPad, but on the phone, yes. But as you can tell, I'm not using it. So yeah, so North Carolina on the year is 29-7, 13-5 in the ACC, while Duke is 28-7 on the year, 14-4 in the ACC. Now, I will make mention that Duke did miss one player last game due to illness, and hopefully that player is going to be okay for this type of game. So I'm going to just go over some players to keep an eye on, and granted, I can't memorize all this stuff, so I apologize for looking down here. So I'm going to just start with like Delaney Thomas. Like a 6'3" forward. That's a sophomore. 7.3 points per game, 4.7 rebounds per game. 1.5 steals per game, 1.1 turnovers per game, 2.3 fouls per game. No threes attempted, 78% on free throws on 59 attempts. Okay, the next player I'm going to really mention for Duke is Jaden Donovan. Number 4. A 6-foot guard that's a sophomore, 5.4 points per game, 6.5 rebounds per game, 2.2 assists per game, 1.9 turnovers per game, 1.4 steals per game, 1.2 blocks per game, 2.2 fouls per game. No threes attempted, but and 43.5% on free throws on 46 attempts. There's Ashlyn Jackson, which her number is 3, 6-foot guard. That's a junior, 12.5 points per game, 2.4 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game, 1.4 turnovers per game, 1 steal per game, 1.2 fouls per game, 38.2% on threes on 217 attempts, 87.1% on free throws on 62 attempts. And that's Taina Mayer, number 22, a 5'9" guard. That is a junior, 7 points per game, 3.1 rebounds per game, 3.8 assists per game, 2 turnovers per game, 1.5 steals per game, 1.3 fouls per game, 68.8% on free throws on 16 attempts, 37.9% on threes on 87 attempts. There's Reagan Richardson, number 24, 5'11" guard. That's a senior, 9.9 points per game, 2.7 rebounds per game, 2.5 assists per game, 2.1 turnovers per game, 0.8 steals per game, 2.1 fouls per game, 77.8% on free throws on 45 attempts, 31.5% on threes on 111 attempts. So the player that did not play last game is Toby Fournier. Number 35, 6'2" forward. That's a freshman, so we'll see if she plays or not. 13.4 points per game, 5.2 rebounds per game, 1.1 blocks per game, 1.8 turnovers per game, 1.8 fouls per game, 67.1% on free throws on 158 attempts, 38.5% on threes, but that's only on 13 attempts. So not really a shooter than is Jordan Wood. Number 13, 6'4" forward. That's a sophomore, 4.3 points per game, 3.1 rebounds per game, 0.9 turnovers per game, 1.3 fouls per game, 2/3 on free throws on 33 attempts, 28.9% on threes on 38 attempts. There's Olachat Akonwa, number 5, 5'10" guard. That's a sophomore, 10.2 points per game, 5.1 rebounds per game, 1.8 turnovers per game, 1.8 steals per game, 2.3 fouls per game, 70.8% on free throws on 89 attempts, 30.1% on threes on 83 attempts. And there's only two more players I was really going to mention is Emma Coble, number 15, 5'11" guard. That's a junior, and I know she's 1.5 points per game, 0.7 fouls per game, 60% on free throws on 10 attempts, 25% on threes on just 32 attempts. But you know role players are important. And there's Vanessa de Jesus, or I would think, number 2, 5'8" guard. That's a senior, 3 points per game, 1 turnover per game, 0.6 steals per game, 0.9 fouls per game, 68% on free throws on 25 attempts, 38.2% on threes on 34 attempts. So that's all the players you really need to know for Duke, to be honest. Now for North Carolina. And granted, some of these players I'm going to mention for North Carolina might not play, but it's still important to note in case of foul trouble. The same thing goes for Duke. And it's not as easy to know the injury status on players for the women's side when compared to the men, which, you know, it is what it is. Okay, the first player I'm going to mention is Maria Dang, number 5, 6'3" forward. That's a senior. 11.1 points per game, 7.7 rebounds per game, 1.1 blocks per game, 1.7 turnovers per game, 2.5 fouls per game, 65.2% on free throws on 112 attempts. And there's Renaya Kelly, number 10, 5'7" guard. That's a sophomore. 9.8 points per game, 2.7 rebounds per game, 2.1 assists per game, 1.3 turnovers per game, 1.1 steals per game, 1.6 fouls per game, 36.4% on free throws on 44 attempts, 40.4% on threes on 94 attempts. There's India Navar, number 24, 5'10" guard. That's a junior. 8.3 points per game, 4.5 rebounds per game, 2.1 assists per game, 2.2 turnovers per game, 2 steals per game, 2.7 fouls per game, 57.6% on free throws on 66 attempts, 21.8% on threes on 78 attempts. There's Alyssa Utsby, number 1, 6'1" guard. That's a senior. 10.9 points per game, 9.4 rebounds per game, 2.9 assists per game, 2.5 turnovers per game, 1.2 steals per game, 1 block per game, 2.2 fouls per game, 55.4% on free throws on 74 attempts, 34.7% on threes on 49 attempts. There's Alexi Donarski, and I recognize that name from Iowa State, number 20, 6-foot guard as a senior, 10.8 points per game, 0.8 turnovers per game, 1.1 steals per game, 1.5 fouls per game, 39.9% on threes on 213 attempts, 67.7% on threes on 31 attempts. Free throws on 31 attempts. And really from here, I'm going to just mention like 4 other players, and that's Jordan Zubik, which I know she doesn't play that much. Number 3, 5'11" guard. That's a freshman, 1.5 points per game, 5 for 5 on free throws, 20.8% on threes but that's on 24 attempts. I know she might not play that much, but still. That is Lainey Grant, number 0, 5'9" guard. That's a freshman, 10.4 points per game, 1.4 turnovers per game, 1.3 fouls per game, 80.3% on free throws on 71 attempts, 35.2% on threes on 125 attempts. Might as well mention Treyane Crisp, number 14, 5'8" guard. That's a junior, 5.8 points per game, 0.7 turnovers per game, 0.6 steals per game, 1.3 fouls per game, 80% on free throws on 30 attempts, 25.9% on threes on 81 attempts. And the last player I'm going to really mention is Grace Townsend, number 2, 5'5" guard. Is a senior, 4.3 points per game, 2.1 rebounds per game, 2.4 assists per game, 1.6 turnovers per game, 0.7 steals per game, 0.9 fouls per game, 69.2% on free throws on 52 attempts, 18.4% on threes on 38 attempts. So I would say across the board, you gotta make adjustments on the fly, both from like first half to second half, and during those quarters as well. You gotta adjust to the officiating of the game, and you gotta be the more mentally tougher team, and you gotta be resilient. Do this for your seniors. I mean, you don't want to end your last game with a loss. You gotta out hustle the other team. Now, of course, on defense, you do need to contain the shooters, contain the slashers. You gotta limit the points in the paint. Of course, don't want to live at the free throw line either. You gotta limit the transition points, second chance points. I mean, and points on turnovers. And you gotta create some havoc, and you gotta rebound the ball like havoc. I mean, like force turnovers, and make the other team miserable on offense. While of course on offense, you gotta get some points on turnovers, points in the paint, fast break points, second chance points, because that can be a difference in the game. And of course, you gotta make your free throws count. You got to, and you gotta take care of the ball. Because if you turn over the ball so much, it will really hurt yourself in a game like this. And of course, across the board too, you gotta limit your foul trouble while getting the opposing players in foul trouble. So that's pretty much all you need to know in this game. And by the way, if North Carolina does win, they'll be the first Elite Eight since 2014. While Duke, on the other hand, will be in their first Elite Eight since 2013. So either way, it's the first time in a bit of time for both these programs, and we're going to wait and see what happens. And it's a rivalry game and everything like that. And the game will be played, like I said earlier, 1:30 p.m. Central Time on ESPN on March 28th. So, and this is a neutral site game, and not like one team is at home, one team's away, because both home teams have won their games. Now, the question is, who's going to win this neutral site one? So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to 800 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 more. So I make money off this. Of course, liking the video, comment video really helps YouTube algorithm. Some more people see it. Sharing the video does help as well. Some more people could watch. And if you're watching and not subscribe, hit subscribe button, free notification bell as well.